Hey guys, I'm going to do some notes from lesson 5. This will be a rather short video because lesson 5 is a short lesson. And this will continue on. I expect you to go on some notes from lesson 6. This is your job, is to make sure that you are doing the notes, like following along, doing these notes at home, and then you come to class the next day and we talk about any of the questions you have off of them, and then you answer anything from Math Excel. You get my one-on-one help as it's needed. So starting with number 5, lesson 5, basic number sense, without a calculator. No calculator because we're emphasizing what you can do with different math tricks. Perform the following operations. Let's dive into the entry task. What I noticed is that 18 and 24 being the two numbers that we're going to add, 18 is close to 20. So if I turn 18 into a 20, what do I have to do? I have to add 2. That 2 has to come from somewhere. And so the only other option available is the 24. So we should take away 2 from the 24, and we get the mathematics of 20 plus 22. Well, easy. 2 plus 2, 0 plus 2. There's the answer. Yeah, there's other ways to do it, but that's the most direct one. Go to number 2. 73 minus 56. Well, this one's a little bit messy. However, if I can turn that 56 into a number that ends in 0, like maybe take away 6, I'd get a 50. Now this is just a little bit different than addition. It's different because if I take away from one number, that's no longer balanced, and I can't add it to the other number. I got to continue to subtract it. So I need to do the math of what is 73 minus 6. Well, 73, take away 3, take away 3. This is the same as minus 6. So 73 take away 3 is 70. Take away another 3 makes 67. I guess I have 67 minus 50. If you don't know the answer yet, the answer is 17. You could think about how 67 is 50 plus 17, and take away 50, so the 50s cross out, and you're left with 17. No, you don't have to show all of this, but I'm not expecting you to line them up. Like, this is what I don't care that you do. Like, you could do this too. This is not mental, though. This is more like, show me the math that you're going to need to do. Well, did you know what I just did there? This is a trick that I use when I do stacked subtraction. If the 6 is bigger than the 3, instead of borrowing from the 7, I'm going to give an extra 1 to the 5. And then I'm going to take 13 minus 6. That's 7. Then I'm going to take the 7 and I'm going to subtract 6 from it. So 7 minus 6 makes 17. There's our work. There's our answer. Okay, I ran into the space for number 3. So number 3 is going to be a little bit challenging with where it's located. And the number is going to be actually rather large. 36 times 54. This is called the double and half method. If I double 36, I get 72. If I cut 54 in half, I get 27. 72 times 27. That's not that nice. But I could take the 72 and I could split it into 9 times 8, which I think is okay to do. And then the 27, I can split that into 3 times 9, which is okay to do as well. 9 times 9 is 81, and 8 times 3 is 24. Can I avoid the stacked fraction? Not at this time, or the stacked multiplication. I'm just going to have to go through it. I guess it's nice dealing with a 1 instead of another number. So 1 times 24, and then, give yourself the space. So 80 times 4 is, 8 times 4 is 32, carry the 3. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3, so 19. 1, 9, 4, 4. I mean, check it if you want with a calculator, but that's the answer that I get. Okay, for the last one, 104 divided by 8. Since they're both even, probably the easiest thing to do is divide both by 2. Cut them both in half. So 104 divided by 2 is 52. And 8 divided by 2, still division. 8 divided by 2 is 4. These are still even, so let's divide them by 2. So I divide this by 2 and I get 26. I divide the 4 by 2 and I get 2, so I have 26 divided by 2. I mean, I could say divide both by 2 because they're both even, but let's just do the math. 26 divided by 2. There you go. So the answer to this one is 13. All right. You could list 2 strategies for each of these. I've kind of mentioned several of them that are here. There was this one. This was give 2, take 2. The ultimate goal is to get to a tens digit. To get to tens digit. There might be another one that you should try out, like you do it. Extra practice. Think of another way. List 2 strategies that could be used to answer question 2. This is the takeaway. You're taking away from both. Because we're subtracting, if we take away from 56, we got to also take away from 73. So these things all lower down at the same rate. Takeaway to get to tens. You can get to some sort of tens amount. Addition and subtraction are easy. The 2 strategies for number 3, again, come up with a second one. Come up with a second one. Come up with a second one. The strategy for question 3 is to do the double and halve. So it's literally called double and halve. Just to make the numbers maybe a little more easy to follow. Like we did this a couple of times and I'm like, that didn't make it nice. But then I factored. So then I had another method. We can factor and combine. So I notice that if I combine, I can combine 9 times 9. That makes 81, and that has a 1 in it. That'll be easy to calculate. 8 times 3 is 24, so that'll be easy to calculate. And so boom, I can now do a combining double-digit multiplication. I could have done it this way as well. I could have done 36 times 54, but man, 6 times 4, none of these are a 1. That's at least, a slightly harder. The last strategy for question 4 is have them both. If you have them both, you cut them both in half, then you cut them both in half. So, and repeat. There wasn't really much more going on there. I guess it could have said you could have factored and split out some things, but there it is. Have them both and repeat. Let's turn the page. Question 2. Do you remember? Push every moron down a stair. No, that's how I remember it. Please excuse. I don't even like that one either. Whatever you want to remember, look them up. There's some pretty funny ones. But the idea is that you want to think about P as any grouping symbol. That includes parentheses, fraction bars, and square roots. E for exponents. I mean, we're talking anything exponential. Anything that's up in the power of. Whatever is up there in the exponent has to work. Multiply and divide. They technically, we remember PEMDAS because it sounds good, but these work together, and whichever one comes on the left side goes before the numbers on the right side. And the same is true of addition subtraction from left to right. This could, I guess, be written as, this is all wrong, we could write this as Gedmasa, because instead of a P, we have these grouping symbols, and we still have the exponents that still has to go next. But then you don't have to put MD in this order. It's whatever happens on the left first. So I guess we could rewrite this and scramble it to be Gedma, and the same thing is true with subtraction addition. Sa, Gedma sa. That's another way to remember it. This is more common. This is totally LeBrant made up, but this works. Okay, order of operations to evaluate. 72 divided by 9 plus 7. In the order of operations, this problem has 0 parentheses, 0 exponents. It doesn't have multiplication, but it does have division. This is done first. 72 divided by 9 is 8. Add 7. Now we go to the addition subtraction level, and so we add them up and we get 15 for our answer. In part B, repeating. The parentheses means 10 minus 1 have to be multiplied together. So 5 times 9, because 10 minus 1 is 9. Now there's really still parentheses here, and if you don't like it, you could write this as 5 times 9, or just don't, and just know that you have a multiply. If you need to see the multiply, write it like this, but you could write it like this and that's fine. Multiply 5 times 9, the answer is 45. Okay, same thing, 45. Okay, let's do, this one is extra practice. Like you should do it, but extra practice style. Let's do C. So we have parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. So in this problem, multiply divide should go first. 7 plus 50 plus 10. Then we should do addition subtraction because there's no, 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 and yes. So do them in pairs. 50 plus 7 is 57. Bring in the 10. 57 plus 10. 10 and 5 makes 6. 7 and 0 makes 7. There's our answer. Okay, I'm interested with exercise 3 to see what you do. I will tell you this, that if you cleverly combine, put parentheses in certain spots, you'll be able to make this expression become an 81, make this expression become 85, make this expression become 51, and this one become 53. Let me try this one. If we do parentheses right there, that would make this become 2 plus 3 times 4 squared plus 1. So we have to do the stuff in parentheses first. 5 times, then the exponents, 16, and then everything else. 5 times 16 is 80 plus 1. Oh, look, 80 plus 1, 81. So this would be where I put parentheses for A. Where will you put parentheses for B or C or D? Where will they go? That's your job to figure out and determine. Okay, and maybe you'll show me. I'm going to go to page 3. Okay, we got some terms. Define the following vocabulary words. Let's bring in, like some Dr. Math type things. So, define sum. Look at my hairy arm right there. All right, a sum is a particular amount of money. Yeah, cool. Oh, here we go. The total amount resulting from the addition of 2 or more numbers, amounts, or items. Let's actually write all of this. The total amount resulting from the addition of 2 or more numbers. I like numbers and then or terms because we'll get to a part where that distinction is necessary. Amounts, nah, I'm not worried about amounts. Okay, let's go difference. I'm likely going to think it's the difference of two numbers. Here we go. Let's take a look. Difference. Google Dictionary. Ready, go. I said ready, go. Difference. Google Dictionary. We're having technical difficulties. Let's go. Define difference. Oh, good. Now we got the spinning wheel. Okay. Difference. To a point or way in which people, thank you. Math. Difference. Math. Okay. Let's see what we get now. Spinning wheel. The result of subtracting one number from another. Wow. Minuend. Subtrahend. Different. Dang, those are good words. I'm going to write that down. The minuend. Do you know they had a names? Subtrahend equals difference. That's so much like, who cares about that? I'm going to write this down. The result of subtracting one number from another. The result of subtracting one number from another. Okay, define product. You probably know what I'm going to say. It's the, well, let's see here. It's the multiplication. Product is the multiplication of two numbers. Okay, Whiffy. I'm just going to write it down. The multiplication of two numbers. Look at that. Look at that. Just get rid of you. Here we go. Back to the other. A quotient is the division of two numbers. I mean, division, right? It means separation into groups. Okay. An expression I mean, I have a way for us to talk about this one, but let's go ahead and define it. Define expression math. Let's see what we get. Go, magic, Google definer. A term. An expression and a term. Tell you what, because I'm having the technical difficulties, I'm going to put this as extra practice and extra practice. Okay. Oh, we got it. Okay. Let's see. An expression. An algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase. Okay, come here, you. Put all of this into the expression. So if you want to pause right here, go for it. If you just want to Google search it up, why don't you just Google search it up? I know I'm not writing it. You should. Okay. Last of all, and don't forget, what's a polynomial? You gotta know what a polynomial is. Polynomial is, define it here. Polynomial. Get an answer. A polynomial is an expression of two or more algebraic terms, especially the sum of several terms. But go ahead and extra practice this vocab word. Just use Google, define in order to figure that one out. Okay, that's the end of lesson 5 with some comments. Make sure that you do the closing, rate yourself, review success criteria, etc. Do the exit ticket. Those questions are important too. Okay? And then, yes, for homework, the problem set, evaluate the following expressions. You'll likely find that many of these problems come from some Khan Academy work that you need to be working on too, or from some older stuff like pre-algebra work as well. Right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. And so in ending the video, I'm expecting you to move on to lesson 6 when you're ready. Get this work done.